According to new rules set out for the mining industry, all mining companies will have to ensure 30% black ownership. This does not include historical transactions and shares already held by black investors.
What we have at the moment is really quite a flawed document that actually also sets unachievable targets, and it's not good for the industry. It certainly doesn't help with the competitiveness of the industry, it doesn't help with certainty, so there are many things that are wrong with this charter.
Mining stocks on the JSE have lost more than $4 billion since the new charter was published 5 days ago. The mining industry says it wasn't properly consulted and that the targets to increase black ownership by 30% over the next 12 months is unrealistic.
The mining industry has spent $200 million to achieve the previous BEE target of 26%.
Now to add another 4% to it is not so simple. The company now turns to its shareholders and says, somebody's got to give me 4%. Who's going to do it? And how do you do it? The mechanisms have not been introduced into the charter. What simply has been introduced in the charter is the law as to what you need to achieve, but not how you achieve it.
But transformation in the industry has been slow. The government believes the private sector has a role to play to affect change. But mining companies say they have little control when black shareholders sell off their stakes.
The deals were structured so that black investors could sell. So you'll find that a lot of companies are not even at the pinnacle of what they were in terms of their empowerment. You see, and therein lies the problem, is that that company that might have done a deal for 40%, for instance, at the time has let the black shareholders sell, and they might be at a much lower percent.
The once empowered, always empowered policy means that even if BEE stakes are sold off, the mining companies will still have a responsibility to find new black shareholders.
This is not an industry where you come in quickly and you're in for a couple of months or a couple of years and you're out. This is long term. You can only get that money from the market or from private equity, or you can get it from a bank. And if you can't afford it, because the regulatory uncertainty is there, people won't be able to invest.
The charter also calls for increased local procurement and a further 1% tax that will go towards skills development.
The mining sector is receiving one of the most tax incentives from the government. So to be requiring an additional tax, which is very targeted and very specific, I think it makes sense. Admittedly, you do need an operating environment that can support that.
The ANC is meeting with the Chamber of Mines, but at this stage, the Chamber is set to take the matter to court. Sumitra Naidu, CGTN, Johannesburg.